had to wonder. I started to wonder. I couldn't help but 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 wonder.
What the fuck is up, gamers? Welcome back to City Girls Make Do. I'm your host, Alex, and you know I'm not just a waiter, right?
And I'm your other host, Stephanie, and I'm the Mensch who stole Christmas.
We're back! Season 6, Episode 3, The Perfect Present.
True, I guess.
Like, I don't know how this tied in. Apart from Charlotte's storyline, literally, I don't know, there aren't really, like, presents.
There was, like, one at the end.
Yeah. And, like, maybe Samantha. Like, it's very, I don't know. It feels like a last ditch, like, rounding out the show. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's kind of, I guess it's kind of like, a lot of it was, like, the past, present, and future. So, like, the perfect present. But, like, I don't know. I thought this title was kind of stupid.
Yeah, this episode is kind of stupid, too.
It's fine.
We start with Carrie. I mean, it's not stupid. It's just, like, not great. But we start with Carrie, and she says there are 3 important firsts for a single gal. First time you have sex, the first time you have good sex, and then the first time you see a guy's apartment when you're dating him. Which, like, the first 2 can truly only happen once. The third one can just happen every time you date a new guy.
Yeah,
unless she means
like
the first time you have sex with a new guy.
Yeah, I feel like she's talking about, like, her guy, I guess. I think.
I felt like she was talking about, like, virginity.
Maybe. I just thought it was, like, kind of weird because, like, I feel like sometimes people use the word single kind of, like, differently than I do, because it's, like, even just because they're not, like, serious, she's saying she's single, I guess, but, like, she's clearly dating him, so, like, I don't know if I'd consider her to be single. I don't know. She's not seeing anyone else.
She does do, like, she does a couple of things this episode where I'm like, don't really know if that's, like, really single appropriate stuff.
Yeah.
The line gets crossed a couple times, but we'll get there. So she sees Berger's new place, and it's pretty good. It's nice and it's tidy, it's clean, it's fashionable, like, it's all good. And okay, so she, like, points to the wall, like the color of the wall, which is just like a taupe.
Yeah.
And she's like, I love this color.
Yeah.
Brown?
Like,
light brown for a wall?
Point out of his apartment, I would be like, oh, cool brick wall.
Yeah.
But no, I like this boring ass paint color.
I like this neutral color, which basically means you feel no emotion for it whatsoever because it's a neutral color.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh, well, Lauren or Laura?
I think it's Lauren. Yeah.
Lauren, okay.
Because she's like, Ralph?
Yeah, Lauren. He's like, Lauren picked that out. And yeah, she says, Ralph? He goes, no, my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Which he didn't need to say that.
You could have just been like, yeah, my ex picked it out. Like, I don't know. Like, why would he expect her to know who Lauren is?
Yeah, or he could just been like, haha, thanks.
Yeah, exactly. Like, who cares?
Yeah. Apparently she decorated the place, and that's why it's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, like, that does make this more believable.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm awkwardly taking off my jumper, which is great to do when you're right next to a mic. Anyway, so after that, they go to sleep, presumably after they've eaten and had sex and everything. And he plays fucking, like, this rainforest noise thing.
It's like frogs and birds.
It's frogs and birds, like, it's not relaxing. I get, like, rain, because I kind of need to listen to something when I'm trying to sleep. I feel like rain, just sort of, like, general, like, city or country noise, or, like, waves or something. I'm down for that, but not frogs just, like, ripping. It's not sleepy.
Carrie's like, I feel like I'm camping, and I'm not really a fan of camping.
Yeah, surprise. And he's like, oh, yeah, Lauren bought it for me.
Oh my god. Okay, what I really don't get about this is, like, he has slept fine at her place before. Does he need it?
I don't know. It doesn't feel like he needs it. It feels like he just likes it. Because I like to sleep with an eye mask on, right? And if I was going to someone else's place, like to hook up, I probably wouldn't bring it. I mean, I might not sleep as well, but I would sleep eventually.
Yeah.
And then when I'm in my own bed, like I would obviously put it on, but I don't know. It feels like he doesn't need it. So I probably, if I had someone there, I probably wouldn't, or at least ask, like, oh, I quite like to listen to this when I sleep. Is that okay? Is it okay? Like, it's not going to disturb you?
Yeah, I would definitely at least ask. And yeah, I probably just wouldn't bother if I had someone over, because it's kind of just like, if you're alone, sure, do whatever you want, but like, it's kind of disruptive.
Yeah. And yeah, he's like, oh, well, she bought it for me because she was annoyed by my tossing and turning, and her therapist recommended it, and she did everything her therapist said. And Carrie's like, okay, cool, yeah, I don't need to know.
Why is he saying all this stuff? Like, what? Like, she doesn't need to hear this.
Because it's Berger and he's an idiot.
I know, but still.
I hate him. I really do. And like, we haven't even got to the point where like there's a reason to hate him yet.
I honestly was like looking at the episode titles for season 6, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? We still have like this many more episodes until he's gone.
And we still have the fucking Russian. We still have like one more big Carrie love interest. I'm fed up.
I know.
We're on the last fucking season, and we still have another one. We have 2 more to go, basically.
Yeah. Oh my god. I mean, it is a full season. I guess maybe we're thinking too, because like season 5 was so short. But like,
I know, but this feels long too. This feels long.
I know. It feels like Berger's sticking around forever.
Yeah, I feel like in my head, I remember the Russian sticking around for much longer, and like Berger just being there for like a few episodes.
I don't
he was like remember
all, it. Yeah, I thought he was like all of season 6, but no. Berger's like half of the season.
We'll live. But yeah, after that, so the girls are going out. Carrie's wearing a pair of cargo shorts underneath a dress. I hate it so much. I really do. They're going out. So they're going to see a friend who is played by Jennifer fucking Coolidge.
This was a shock to me. I was like, holy shit.
I was like, hello, icon. And she's only in it for like this one scene. I was fuming. I'm fuming. But yeah, they're going to go see this friend. Apparently she tried to kill herself because she had a bad breakup. And then Miranda's like, she took 6 Advil. She's like, this is a dark joke.
That's Jesus. Yeah.
This is a dark joke for a Saturday afternoon. But yeah, so they're going to this party to like support her. It doesn't seem like any of them. Charlotte seems very concerned for her, but it doesn't seem like anyone is really concerned or likes her, because they spend the whole time insulting her new handbag line. I mean, they are pretty awful. But yeah.
They're mostly horrifying, but like I feel like I would just like, I'm sure I would find one that I think is good, because like things that are hideous are generally like sometimes can be extremely good to me. But like most of the ones we see are just absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm a fan of like ugly clothes and ugly accessories, but these were a bit much even for me. Like,
yeah.
Samantha was like, just because she has a hot glue gun does not mean she's a designer. And it's like, yeah, she.
She's right, is the thing.
Yeah, they are very hot glue gun. It's very like hobbycraft.
Yes.
But yeah, they're looking around. Carrie's talking about how Berger has opened the X-Files.
Wow, very topical.
Yes.
Well, not even. The X-Files wasn't even running by this point, was it?
I don't know. I feel like it was like still in people's X-Files. Didn't the X-Files have like 11 seasons? It was on for like way too long.
It was on for a long time. That's true.
Yeah. 93 to 2018. Well, I mean.
Oh, right, because they made another season, right?
They did do another season.
I was kind of annoyed at how they wanted to make this as on the nose as possible by like bringing up the topic of like your boyfriend's baggage while looking at bags.
Luggage. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I respect the show sometimes, but this ain't one of them.
Yeah.
And that, so it's like, oh, he's got all this baggage. Like, he keeps bringing her up. Why is he bringing her up so early? And I'm sort of with Charlotte, because she's like, kind of the earlier the better. I want to know.
Yeah, like just kind of figure that shit out, like, what went wrong, why did they break up, because, like, it's good to know, I guess, in case, like, it's something absolutely ridiculous. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess the thing is,
Like,
there's
is this
probably
something?
not a...
I mean,
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, because it could be something he did, and he's mad at her for, like, actually doing the right thing and leaving, or it could be that he, like, Carrie kind of brings up that he has, like, anger issues, or he's a complete man baby and can't go over it. So I would like to know.
Yeah, I guess the thing is, if it's a him problem, she's only going to get his side of the story. So, like, it might not be as helpful as it could be.
Yeah, I guess you take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
You're like, okay. It's like, oh, well, we wanted different things. It's like, okay. I don't know what that means. So you take it with, like, a pinch of salt. And then, well, later we find out that she cheated. So you're like, okay, cool. He's not to blame, really. I mean, he could have been, like, a really bad boyfriend, but she still cheated. So, like, the blame's on her.
Yeah, true. Yeah. And I don't know. I guess they kind of are just like, they all have kind of different opinions on it, but I do kind of agree with Charlotte too. We also see that Smith is one of the caterers at this place.
Small world.
Small world. New York is only about 50 people.
Yeah. And Samantha's like, oh, there's that waiter I fucked. Anyway, bye, girls. So, yeah, she goes to fuck him.
Yep, she absolutely does, and it's it is very funny to me. And then when she leaves to go do that, Charlotte mentions how she's got her accelerated conversion classes. I didn't know they did this accelerated. Like,
I don't know. Is there a rush? Like, I mean, I know Charlotte was saying that, like, she wants to have kids, and there's obviously a bit of a time limit for that. But yeah, I didn't know that there was I don't know. Maybe she's just she's like me. She's a bit of a teacher's pet, but we'll get there.
Yeah, she's extremely. I do love it.
I love to see it. I love her. I relate. And so then Samantha goes to fuck Smith. And Jennifer Coolidge, like, goes into the kitchen. She's like, oh, we need some. I can't do I'm really sorry that I can't do an impression of her, because it would be great. But she basically says, like, oh, we need some more, I don't know, canapes or some shit. And she finds the two of them fucking under the stairs, and she fires him. And they carry on fucking when she leaves.
They very much do. Is this even up to her to fire him? She doesn't own the catering company.
Yeah, right? I mean, I guess she could complain to the boss, and then the boss would probably fire him. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's her. She could fire him from that party, but not from the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So then after that, she throws a complete tantrum and starts ripping the bags and, like, smashing stuff, and it's like, I'm too sensitive for this. I'm too sensitive to literally see someone fucking. So I'm gonna break everything and throw everyone out. So the girls decide to go to dinner.
Yeah. It's a lot. But I do love Jennifer Coolidge, so I'm like, I do love it.
Me too. Mm-hmm. I wish she was there all the time.
Yeah, I wish she could just, like, replace Carrie's character.
Yeah, be a better show.
It would be.
But unfortunately, we don't live in that world.
No.
So yeah, we see a bit of Charlotte's accelerated Judaism classes, and she's sitting right at the front, and she's raising her hand for every question, and she's answering them correctly.
She is a fucking keener, and I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to my mum about this, and she was like, every fucking parents' evening, they'd be like, Alex is great, but she needs to let the other children speak and answer questions, because I'd be there. Like, you know, like, you hold your arm up, and then you hold it with the other hand, because you've been having your arm up for so fucking long. That would be me. Even if I was wrong, I'd still put my hand up. Because I have something to say.
Oh, I love that so much. Yeah, I was kind of, like, too shy to ever do that. And I would be like, I would probably know the answer and be, like, annoyed that other people were putting their hands up, because it would just take a long time, but I didn't want to do it in case I was wrong.
Oh, that's adorable. But yeah, this would be me. If I ever converted, this would be fucking me. I'd be spending my whole time. I'd have all this shit together.
Yeah.
We also we forgot to mention Charlotte does her first oi.
She does do that, and she's very excited about it.
She goes, oi, and then she's like, oh my god, you guys, I'm Jewish. Like,
I do love it. It's so good. This is also the scene where the rabbi is just like, okay, one of the things that a lot of people find hardest about converting, like if they're Christian, is letting go of the Christian traditions. And, like Christmas is usually one of the hardest ones. And we see Charlotte's face just kind of drop, like she finally realizes that, like, oh my God, I'm going to have to give up Christmas.
Yeah, like, would you not figure this one out? I mean, obviously there are Jewish people that celebrate Christmas, or like a version of Christmas. Chrismica, famously. And there are people from like other religions, not like non-Christians, who celebrate Christmas, and other religious holidays. But yeah. I feel like she would have to figure out that Christian holidays would, at least take a back seat if she's converting to a different religion.
Think so. Like, they're not going to be celebrating like Easter. I guess that's like I guess to me, as someone who's like not even from a family who went to church but still celebrates Christian holidays despite not having any of the actual religion, Easter seems like kind of like a less important one to me compared to something like Christmas, I guess. I
mean, I have like very Christian friends. And when I was looking at like Instagram and Twitter and stuff on Easter Sunday, like actually all of Easter weekend, and they were posting stuff, I was like, people celebrate Easter? Because, I mean, I'm from a Catholic family, and the most we'll do is like have a roast dinner. Like we'll just have like a big dinner and be like, but I was like, you celebrate Easter? And they're like, I'm so sad I can't go to church. I was like, why? Then I was like, oh, because it's Easter.
I guess, like, I don't know.
But then, like, I'm not saying it's the same thing, because obviously not. But like, there's Passover, so you still have a spring holiday, and then for Christmas, like, you'd have Hanukkah, and that's 8 days of presents, baby. That's 8 days. Like, I don't feel like she could. I don't know. I understand feeling like you're losing Christmas, but you're also gaining a bunch of new traditions and holidays and experiences.
That's true. And it's also like, if she talks to her family at all, I'm sure they're still going to be celebrating Christmas and stuff. And it's like, it's not like she's just not allowed to visit her family at Christmas or something like that. Like,
no. I mean, yeah, she's like, she has a brother, and parents, presumably. Yeah. So like, during the winter holiday season, you would probably be visiting family, as most people do. Yeah, I don't know. But she's like, she's like, please, Mr. Rabbi, just a crumb of Christmas.
She's like, what about a tree? What about Rudolph?
What about Rudolph? And he's like, no.
He's like, no, if you turn your TV on and there's a single stop motion television Christmas special on, you have to throw your TV into a dumpster fire. Like,
yeah, if I so much as see you looking at a snowflake, bitch, it's over. You're excommunicated. You're done. No, you're blacklisted from every single temple and synagogue in this entire fucking state. Do you think that's going to happen? Do you think someone going to rat you out to the fucking rabbi?
Truly. Like, I feel like the person you should be asking about this is, like, your own partner and how they feel about it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because if Harry's like, oh, I really don't want to celebrate it, you're like, okay, guess we won't. But, I mean, we know Harry. And we know what happens. It's not going to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We also have a scene between those two Charlotte scenes of like Steve showing up at Miranda's place, and he's like 20 minutes late because of someone named Debbie.
Debbie is his new bird, his new girlfriend. And as soon as Miranda hears this, she's like, fuck you, I hope you die and your little fucking girlfriend too.
Yeah. And Miranda's like, I do not need to know why you are late. I don't care. Yeah, but I need to leave now because I have an appointment. And so she leaves, but she's pissed off.
So then it really is like a nothing scene. Like, I don't know why it had to be in between the Charlotte thing, because the Charlotte scenes are so short too.
I know. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
No. But yeah, it's in between in case you need to follow along for some reason. Big calls Carrie in the middle of the fucking night. I hated this.
I hate this so much. I was so mad.
It's awful. Okay, so he's like, oh, hi, Carrie. Do you remember that red dress you wore? And it had tiny straps. And do you remember when I walked in on you when you were getting changed and you were just wearing a bra and heels? Which, I'm sorry, who puts on heels before their underwear?
An idiot.
Who puts heels on before their clothes? Like, it's hard to put a dress on if you're wearing shoes.
It is, but yeah, I don't know. I was too distracted by how mad I was to think about the logistics. Like,
there are a lot of logistics that are wrong with that. I'm sorry.
She's not responding, but like, he's just going on, and she doesn't tell him to stop or anything.
Yeah, she's just kind of accepting it as he's getting like hornier and hornier. She's just like, yeah, which is a lot. And then so we cut to the girls at brunch, and she's like, oh, I had accidental phone sex with Big, because there's no polite way to tell him that I don't want to do that. Which, like, then just hang up. Just hang. You don't have to do. You can just hang up. You can say, Big, look,
and like, the girls, what's he gonna do?
Yeah. She's like, well, what was I supposed to do? It's like, hang up the phone or tell him that you're tired and it's late and you want to go to sleep.
He's in fucking California.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I hate it too. And then she's like, oh yeah, we do it a couple times. We've done it before. It's mainly just him though. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And this is the thing. She doesn't see it as crossing a boundary to have phone sex with your ex-boyfriend. However, when fucking Berger so much as mentions that he has an ex-girlfriend, she gets all upset about it.
Yeah. It's like she seems to think they're the same. Like, it's because Charlotte's like, oh, well, just next time he calls, tell him you're in a serious relationship with Berger. And Carrie's like, yeah, but I'm not in a serious relationship with Berger. And I'm like, are you kidding me? He's been in like 5 episodes now. Like, that's long enough.
And even if you're not in a relationship with him, you still maybe shouldn't be like having phone sex with your ex. That doesn't seem like a healthy thing to do in the slightest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She even says, like, oh, well, it's just as much a threat to Berger as Lauren is to me. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's not the same.
Yeah, but all you know, he's not in contact with her, which he isn't.
Yeah.
And you're in contact with Big and, like, having phone sex with him. That's full contact.
Awful. And then she says, oh, like, Big doesn't count. It's in the past. And I'm like, what do you mean? It was yesterday. Like, that's not in the past. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's so stupid. Like, the only way it could be worse was if he was in town and she was fucking him, which she would be doing if he were in town.
Yeah. Awful.
It's really awful. And she's like, oh, it doesn't count. But, like, I do feel kind of intimidated by the fact that he recognizes that his ex-girlfriend exists.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Just
I can't deal with it. I really can't.
Grow up. I can't. And then we see Miranda is like fishing through Brady's diaper bag, and she finds this like whole thing of condoms, and she's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, why are there condoms in this bag? Like, what the fuck, Steve? And then Brady like starts putting them in his mouth, and Samantha's like, oh, it's fine. I have this in my mouth all the time. Good
for her for practicing safe sex.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but also, don't like to see a baby holding condoms. This show tests me with the things they do to Brady.
It really does. It's like those packages are like kind of rough on the edges because like you break them apart, so they're like, I don't know. I don't like it.
No, I don't like it either. I don't want to see a baby holding a condom. What the fuck? And I feel like Miranda is right to be kind of pissed off about this. Why do they need to be in the diaper bag? Just have them in. And why that many?
It's a lot.
Why that? It's a whole like roll of them. Why not just like 1 or 2, but like 10?
Yeah,
Steve?
Or just keep them at your house.
Yeah, like are you fucking like out on the go?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you are, good for you, but like again, you're a man. You have genes.
He also just like doesn't have Brady all that often. Like Miranda has him most of the time, so it's like he has all this other time when he could be doing it. He has a lot of time he can be having sex. I mean, maybe it was just an accident, but it's weird. So after that,
Carrie types and smokes, as we find out that's what it is in the script, although she's not smoking.
She's wearing like this really hideous outfit, but I would absolutely wear it, even though it's just ugly as fuck. And she's sitting in like the most uncomfortable position I could possibly imagine, writing on a laptop in bed.
It's like, yeah, it's difficult. She is like sort of we have a question.
Yes. So her question is, can you get to a future if your past is present?
I don't understand the question.
I don't either. She thinks she's clever.
She does think she's clever, but she's not.
She's not.
No. And then that's kind of it. So we see Smith, and he's been fucking Samantha, and he asked her to work. And so she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry I made you lose your job. Here's $300."
Mm-hmm. He's like, "You're out of your fucking mind. What is wrong with you?" And just like leaves it on the table. She's like, "Well, it's what the A-list caterers pay." And he's like, "Yeah, no thanks." And he just goes to work.
And like, I love that she doesn't even, because later on Carrie has to explain to her that like maybe giving someone money after you've had sex with them would make them think that you think they're a sex worker. And she's like, "Oh, okay." Like, you don't just give someone money, like, just like, "Oh, for you, here you go." Not like, "Oh, babe, go to the only time it's appropriate to give someone money after sex would be like if they were going to the store to like get you shit, you know, and then coming back.
Yeah.
And it's not it's not an exchange situation.
Yeah. It's also really funny to me because she's like, "Oh, this is like what you'd get paid for like one night of work." Yeah. But he lost his job. So like
yeah, it's just one night. Like, he didn't lose like one night at work. It's not like she said, "Oh, you're not getting paid for tonight." He lost his job.
Yeah. And it's like, he also doesn't really seem to be that fussed about it because he's still sleeping with her. Like, if he was pissed off about it and like resented her for it, he probably wouldn't be there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know. He just kind of goes. I think he kind of is. I mean, he probably realizes that Samantha is like a little bit mad.
Yeah.
She's a bit quirky. She's a bit kooky.
She is quirky. Our manic pixie dream girl of the city. I don't know.
He's like
That
40.
Sure is what Samantha is.
Yeah. So speaking of leaving after fucking, Carrie's back at Berger's place, and he is going for like a writer's breakfast and just kind of leaving her there. Yeah. Okay. He's like, "Oh, I can't get out of it, and I know we're kind of boring, so you wouldn't want to come." I guess it's like his version of the girly brunch. So he's about to go, and then Lauren phones and he screens it, goes to voicemail, to the answering machine, whatever. And she's like, "Jack, I just want to talk."
Yeah. And then Berger does like a full-on, like, does the double middle finger at the answering machine and just like yells "fuck you" at it a few times.
Yeah, it's a bit much. And Carrie just kind of observes. Mm-hmm. And then she tells Sam and is like, "It was a bit like he seemed really angry at her. You know, what's the issue? Does he have anger problems? Did she do something really horrible? What's going on?" Mm-hmm. And Samantha's like, "Yeah, okay, I can see your point." And then she tells her about the Smith situation, and Carrie's like, "Yeah, 300 isn't really a lot to give someone after sex." And Samantha's like, "Oh, I didn't even realize that might be a connotation. Whoopsie daisy."
Yeah. Like, okay. I find that hard to believe, but sure.
Yeah. And that's kind of just their conversation, really.
Yeah, it's not very interesting. I feel like Samantha and Carrie were both just, like, extremely boring this week. And, like, Miranda kind of, too, because I just can't stand Steve. But it's fine. We get Steve and Miranda again right after this. And he shows up and he's like, "I'm on time." And she's like, "Well, that's great. Also, what the fuck is up with all these condoms? I didn't know, like, our baby is already having sex, but at least he's using protection." Just kidding. I'm so fucking pissed at you. You're not taking parenting seriously, and I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah. It's like... She's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Every single moment of my life, I am thinking about Brady. I am watching Brady. I am looking Brady. You don't do shit, Steve. And then while she's ranting at him, Brady falls off of the sofa onto his head.
A lot.
Yeah.
It's like, first of all, you don't even want Steve to be involved. And then he, like, volunteers and is like, I want to be involved. And then you're like, I don't think you're involved enough. And it's like, I don't understand what you want, Miranda.
Well, it's because she wants Steve. She loves him and hates the fact that he's having sex with other people.
I mean, true. Like, I get why she snaps, because she's, like, upset about other stuff. But it's also just a lot.
Maybe she snapped.
Yeah. That is, like, their whole plot for the week. Like, it really just ends with her being mad at Steve and Steve leaving, and that's it.
Yeah, that's kind of it. And Brady fucking cracking his skull open.
Yeah.
It's fine. I did the same thing, and I'm completely normal.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, go to Charlotte, and she's back in her apartment, and she's having her last Christmas. She got out the tree and is putting all the little ornaments and decorations on it and looking very wistfully at it. And then Harry comes home. I guess they're kind of like living together now. It's very cute, but their relationship has moved so quickly.
It's weird because, yeah, it's like, I don't know if this is her apartment or his apartment. Like, did she sell her place? Like, I really have no idea what happened, where they are, but...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like her place. I don't know, but he comes home and he's like, "Hey, babe, what are you doing?" And she's like, "I can never have Christmas again. So I'm just looking at all my stuff." And he's like, and she has this one like bauble, and she explains that it was her grandmother's, and it's very rare to get blue Christmas decorations. And she's like, "Look at the little baby Jesus."
It's so old that baby Jesus doesn't even have his glitter anymore.
He doesn't have his glitter. He lost his glitter. It's very sad. For the baby Jesus, he does not shine as he once used to.
Mm-hmm. It's also July apparently, and Charlotte's like, it doesn't count because it's July.
Yeah, so it's not really Christmas. I'm just looking at it.
Yeah,
and so he's like, well, we can still celebrate Christmas. Like, a lot of Jewish people have trees. We can at least do that. And she's like, no, we can't.
It's not appropriate.
It's not appropriate. The rabbi would never allow it. And he's like, fuck what the rabbi says. Like, we can have a tree. It's not like we're not going to be Jewish because there's a fucking tree in the house.
Yeah, she's like, no, I just don't think I can. This is the last time I'm putting up a tree, and that's it. And he's like, okay, well, at the very least, we're going to keep this one ornament, the really special one, because we're not going to get rid of it. Like, we're not just going to throw away your family's, like, heirlooms and stuff just because you're converting. And it's very sweet that... Yeah. And Charlotte just feels really reassured and like, okay, well, it's fine to get rid of all these old memories, or, like, it's not even getting rid of the memories, but just, like, not continuing them, because they're going to be making new memories, and it's nice.
Yeah, it's very cute. And Charlotte doesn't care about Christmas anymore because she's going to make new memories with Harry, and it's like, oh, that movie so quick. She, like, met him, like, a couple months ago, and she's already like, I'm going to convert.
So, okay, what messes me up about this timeline is that Charlotte met Harry around the same time that Carrie met Berger, and they are, like, basically living together. Like, I mean, it was a little bit longer, but I really don't know the exact timeline. But, like, the end of season 5, when she took him to the wedding, was, like, about the same time that Carrie started dating Berger. And, like, but Carrie's like, yeah, we're not even serious enough that I'm fine. I think it's totally normal and not crossing a line to have phone sex with my ex. But but then Charlotte's, like, converting to Judaism for someone else in the same time period. Like, what is going on?
It's a lot. I mean, I love them. They seem to have a great chemistry, but, like, it's a lot. I guess she's just kind of moving quick. I think she moved quick with Trey. Like, they got engaged, like, after a few weeks dating.
The thing is, I feel like it's been a long enough time that her and Harry have been together for, like, not like a year, but, like, they've been together for, like, I don't know, months, I'm gonna say.
A good amount of a year, you know?
Yeah, I would say that. But then it's like Carrie and Berger, same amount of time. I think Carrie's just a fucking idiot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of people and dating, this is an entire fucking show. That was an awful segue. Sam puts on a sexy waitress dress to, I guess, make it up to Smith. And she comes with like whipped cream and she sprays it on him. And he's like, "Do you even know my name?"
Yeah, I don't even think that they've really introduced him properly in the show yet.
No. Like, we've been calling him Smith because we know him. I mean, also at this time, his name is just Jerry. He has not been rebranded.
Yeah, that's true.
She guesses Paul.
Awful name. Terrible
Way
name.
off as well. Awful name. Way off. And it's fine. And he's like, yeah, okay. Anyway, she keeps calling him the waiter. And he's like, I'm not just a waiter, I'm an actor too.
True. And then her face just like drops.
Yeah, complete turn off.
Yeah, she's like, I don't like this at all.
I mean, same. I don't fuck actors.
I just don't understand what the difference is for her when it's like, it doesn't, I don't know. Like, I don't know what it means to her that's any different. Because, like, he's still doing all the waiting jobs that she already knew he was doing. It's not like he's like, I don't know. I don't really know.
I mean,
yeah.
I guess there's that stereotype of actors being kind of vain and narcissistic and stuff. But, like, it's not like she's planning on dating him.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, is I'm not really sure, like, why she would give a shit. Like, she's just gonna, as far as we know, like, she probably just wants to be fucking him. So.
Yeah, that's it. Like, as soon as she's done, he's out of the apartment. That's what she wants. So there's not really any point in really giving a shit what his profession is or, what he does.
Yeah. But that's pretty much the whole scene. She's just, like, disappointed about it. And that's really, like, their whole plot of the episode, too. Like, that's basically the last time we see Samantha.
Well, she says, my hard-on's gone. And he says, luckily mine isn't.
That's so rude of her to say. Like, just just ignore it. Like, just don't say anything. Like, but we go back to Carrie and Berger, and they're finally have their stupid talk about like his ex. Because she's like, okay, so what's the deal with Lauren? Like, what's the deal with like the double finger that you gave her? Because that was a lot.
It was a lot. And he says, oh, okay, well, she cheated on me and broke my heart, and she keeps calling because she wants to get closure, and I don't think that's going to happen. I don't want to speak to her. So, like, he essentially just wants to cut off all ties and be done with it. And he said, I was dead until I met you.
Like, fuck off.
Repulsive.
And then they hold each other, and it's gross. And this is, I guess, Carrie's cue that now they're serious. Like, there was no verbal agreement. There was no, oh, you are my girlfriend now. There was nothing like that. Like, there was no anything. Nothing really different has happened other than he told her something about his past. And Carrie is like, this is now my cue to say I need to end things with Big.
Yeah. I mean, this is also the point in the episode where I was watching it and I went, oh my God, there's so much left.
I felt like there was so much left until I got to like the last scene and I was like, what the fuck? It's over now?
Yeah, this had weird pacing. It had weird pacing because we're like done. We are done with Samantha and Miranda. They have nothing else to do in the episode.
Yes.
And it feels like there's kind of a resolution for Charlotte and Carrie too, but then there's not.
Yeah.
Speaking of resolutions, why do I keep doing that? So yeah, Carrie goes home, and she phones Big, and she says, oh, hey, mister, and he's like, oh, I'm in my hot tub.
I hated this so much when he popped up. He looked so stupid. He reminded me of the Kylo Ren body thing when he pops out of the hot tub because like Big is just such a wide person. Not like, I don't know, like that's not like an insult about what he, like, I don't know. I can't explain it.
He's just like he's very broad.
He's very boxy.
Yeah. Even his face and his eyebrows, like everything is made out of rectangles on his entire body. And I feel like he should have more chest hair than he does, and it kind of throws me for a loop.
Yeah, there's just a lot of things about this that I'm like, you're just so annoying to me, and you look so dumb in your stupid hot tub with the weird background that I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like a real background.
So fake. It looks like it looks like when you watch like old Universal movies and they just have like a matte painting. Like if you ever watch The Sound of Music, everything after the part where she sings The Sound of Music, you're like, that's fake.
Yeah.
It looks like that.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if that was supposed to be just like a fake wall behind him that like he has an indoor hot tub, or if he was supposed to be outdoors and it was like some kind of weird pink sunset. I was like, I don't know, this looks so stupid.
I feel like he was meant to be outdoors. Also, because it's a fucking TV... I hate... This is my fucking biggest pet peeve about TV shows or anything filming. When they're in a hot tub, they don't have the bubbles on because it would mess up the sound, right? So it kind of just looks like they're in a fucking bath outside, which is weird.
It's true. Yeah, I guess I didn't even think of that. But yeah, you're right. And I just hate... he like already has this cigar going. He just lit it, and he's just like, hey, baby.
And she's like, this will not be one of those phone calls. And he was like, oh, I wasn't trying to make it one of those phone calls, but if you want, we can. She's like, no, I'm seeing someone. And then he points out, he's like, were you seeing someone the other night?
Right? Like, you don't gotta hand it to him, but like, he's right.
He was like, the last time we did this was 2 days ago. And
she's like, well, it wasn't serious then, but it's serious.
It just got serious. It just happened like overnight. And he's like, okay, that's fine. Good luck with everything.
I do like that she's like, we can just be friends now. And he's like, well, this is how I talk to my friends. And she's like, well, that's why you have so few of them.
Yeah. It's just fucking... Imagine, like, your friend phones you up and they're like, do you remember that when we fucked? They'd be like, no.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bud?
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, he's, like, disappointed, I guess. But Carrie's like, it's what we have to do. And fuck, it's just so much. It's the worst, too, because it's just like, you just know it's not the end. You just know it's not.
Yeah, of course it's fucking not. But can you imagine if that was the end of the Carrie and Big relationship and we never fucking saw him again? Or he was literally just her friend? You know it's
not. It would be very funny.
Yeah.
I would love it if the last time we saw him was like so long ago that we just didn't remember because fucking they just never decided to bring him back again, but it's fine.
That would be great.
Then we finish Charlotte's plot off for the week. She is doing her conversion.
Yes, she's at the mikveh. This is her like last step before she's completely reborn and completely converted.
And she has done 76 or something like that accelerated conversion courses. So that's, I mean, I have no idea how many of these she's doing a week, but like considering she started converting like last episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like, it took me a week to become Jewish. Like, you guys need to hurry the fuck up. Like, what? This is awfully quick.
Yep.
I imagine it was at least like a couple months since we last saw everyone.
She just literally did like a Sailor Moon transformation, except for like her wand has like a Star of David on it instead of like the moon. Ooh. And then the next day she was Jewish. So
I would watch that. I would watch like Magical Girls, but they're Jewish. I can fuck with that. Yeah, why not?
I think it's a good show.
Let's have some more representation.
I think that'd be good.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I had been told this when, like, it was my fucking class assignment to pitch a show that was about a group of, like, a disenfranchised group, which I do not represent. And then the week before, I'd had, like, a workshop on Jewish representation in the media, because I absolutely would do fucking Magical Girls.
Yeah, I would absolutely watch that. The thing is, it'd be really good.
Yeah, it'd be fucking sick. Anyway, yeah, she goes into the mikveh. And she's like, and Carrie's voiceover is like, oh, Charlotte had been reborn into a new woman, but not entirely, because Charlotte asked if it had been drained since the last person went in there.
Like, I feel like it's a pool that you go in for a very small amount of time. It's not like they drain the fucking... I mean, community pools are fucking disgusting, but it's not like they drain those every single day, and then, like, you come back and it's, like, all fresh pool water. Like,
not even every day, but, like,
yeah.
It would have to be up to every single person that used it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's kind of just like if you went over to someone's house and they were like, oh, let's have a hot tub. And you were like, have you drained it since the last time you used it?
I'm not getting in the hot tub with anyone else.
Like, I guess a hot tub might be a bit different because it's like a high temperature that, like, bacteria maybe couldn't survive in it. But, like,
I'm sure, still. Like, listen, I've never been in a mikvah. I'm probably never going to go in it unless I convert. I doubt I would go in it if I didn't convert. Like, I doubt I'd be allowed in. However, I imagine there is care for, like, keeping it clean and everything. I can't imagine it's just like a stagnant pool of water.
Yeah.
No one would get in it then.
Yeah. I mean, I mentioned this when we talked about the Catholicism episode, but, like, I literally saw someone get baptized in a fucking lake that is full of duck shit. So, like, I'm sure this is 10 million times cleaner and more sanitary than the person I watched get baptized. So, like, you're good,
like,
Charlotte.
It looks pretty nice and, like, clean and everything. It looks like all the water's, like, crystal clear. It looks lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine, Charlotte. Go in it. Be reborn. I mean, I'd be more nervous about being naked in front of this, like, random woman.
Yeah.
But whatever. If I had to, for the man I love, I'd do it.
And then we get our last scene of the episode. So, Carrie shows up at Berger's place, and she has bought him a new sound machine. And this one plays ocean noises.
Yeah, it has more sounds than just frogs.
I mean, I know it's like the year 2002, but, like, the idea that one of these machines would only have one sound on it is really funny to me.
Also, you could just get, like, DVDs or, like, CDs with that stuff on. Like, you don't need, like, a specific sound maker.
I guess the thing about CDs, well, I guess most CD players will loop an album, too. So, like, yeah, you can absolutely do that.
I feel like I had one of these, like, as a kid as well. And they have this, the tracks are, like, an hour long, you know? So even if you don't loop it, like, that's enough time to kind of get you to sleep. You
would hope so, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're me and you stay up for 3 hours all the time. But yeah, it's this, then she's like, oh, new star. Yeah. And then they go to sleep. They listen to Surf Sounds 4. It seems to be a lot more peaceful. But there's like a Twinkle Twinkle Little Star playing as well, which is
not relaxing at all to me, but it's fine.
No. And why would I want to listen to a nursery rhyme as an adult? Unless I was like singing it to a child. It's so weird. Why is it? I don't, because I can't tell if it's diegetic or not.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what was going on there. I was just like, I was basically doing the thing Berger was doing to his answering machine at this point, but to the TV. Like, just, fuck you. Fuck you both.
Yeah, fuck the fucking pair of you.
Yeah.
Hate it. Hate to see it.
Terrible. But that's the episode.
Yeah, that's the episode.
I guess we can do rankings now. Ugh.
I'm gonna put Charlotte at the top.
Yeah, same.
Because, like, you know, it's valid. And then Samantha?
Yeah?
I don't know. Fucking a guy, like, several times and not knowing his name is kind of iconic.
Yeah, I do agree with that extremely.
And then Miranda and then Carrie. Like, Carrie wasn't too awful.
Carrie had phone sex with her ex, though, while she was essentially dating someone else. Like, that definitely puts her at the bottom for me. And Miranda is just like, I don't know, it's like not even like she really did anything wrong. I just cannot bring myself to care about the Steve plot. Like, if she's happy and with Steve, then it's like, that's fine. But, like, the whole, like, leading up to it, like, we've already had, like, 2 episodes already of her being in love with Steve, but not being with him, being upset that he's with someone else. And it's just like, okay, I've had enough. Please stop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is Robert? Where is Robert?
Where is he?
He's great. And, you
Hopefully
know,
next week. I don't know.
He is he do be a better love interest than Steve. Like,
Steve
at least
just, like,
at least on paper.
I was reading one of the trivia things, and it was one of the ones I didn't pick to read, like, last week, but it was like, they picked, I think the idea was like, oh, they made up the Steve character, true or false, so that they would have class representation or something, and it was like false. They created the Steve character because they wanted to give Miranda a love interest who was like the anti-Miranda, who was like as just like very laid back, and I don't even know. It was just like, that is just such a bad character, like, I don't know.
Because then it kind of, I mean, I get opposite attracts, but they really don't have anything in common, like, at all.
No, it's just, I don't know. I feel like they want me to be rooting for this, and I just don't care.
Yeah, I do not give a shit, but I guess we're stuck here. I just had a look at the next episode's plot description. I don't want to do it.
Oh no, now I need to see what it is. Oh boy.
It's not good.
Okay, wait, so this was the perfect present. Next one is pick a little, talk a little.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's this one! I read that book when I was a teenager. Okay, so He's Just Not That Into You was a real book that was published that my stepmom owned, which is why I read it. And it's so fucking bad.
I hate how many men in my life, I mean, that wasn't the thing I was freaking out about. I was going to say I hate how many men in my life have been like, you should read this self-help book. I'm absolutely not going to fucking do that, dude.
It's terrible. I don't remember. Was Berger the one who actually wrote the book? Wait, no. Okay, so the book is based off of the phrase from this episode, but because there's a thing next episode where Berger has a book and Carrie's reading it, but it's not the book from real life. So
no.
Okay. Oh, I fucking hate that one. I can't wait to just get mad next week. But God, yeah, Berger's around for another 3 episodes, but technically 4. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess he's technically in the 4th one too. Oh fuck. And then that leaves us with like, I don't know, like 6 or so more episodes. Oh, this season has a part 1 and a part 2, I guess.
Oh, fun.
Shrimp.
Well, did you do your rankings?
Well, mine are the same as yours. Is whatever. Really, the only one who stands out as the top is Charlotte, and the only one who stands out at the bottom is Carrie, and that's it.
Yeah, so, that's what it feels like for me too.
Yeah.
We didn't have any questions, but have you got trivia?
I didn't grab any, but I can go look and pick one out. Just a sec.
Why not? I mean, we're only at like 58 minutes, so why not?
Okay, I got a question. What did the Sex and the City crew dub Carrie's outfit/look for the Picnic in the Park episode in season 2? A, the Wendy's mascot girl. B, the Heidi dress. C, the Cindy Brady look. Or D, the Pippi Longstocking look.
Ooh. Okay, I know the one they're talking about. It was like that, the Oktoberfest thing. Or was it Pippi Longstocking, Cindy Brady?
The Heidi dress and Wendy's
Heidi
mascot.
I feel like Heidi dress.
Yeah, you are right.
Yeah. I mean, Cindy Brady, but she didn't really wear that. She just had like the braids, but she didn't wear like fucking corsets because she was 6.
Yeah, no, it didn't look like that at all to me. Like, you really have to, I guess, know what that outfit looked like to really be able to guess that answer. But
luckily, I have a third eye for fashion only.
You do, and a good memory. I just remember this episode too. What is sologamy? Is it A, taking an annual solo adventure?
Taking an animal. I don't want to hear about that.
B, the practice of regularly dining alone in public. C, experiencing sex only through self-pleasure. Or D, the practice of marrying oneself.
I mean, just by the etymology, I would imagine it's the last one. Although I need to talk about the third answer. Experience sex through the pleasure of only oneself. I'm assuming that's not masturbation. That's just like when you use someone as a walking sex toy, right?
I'm not sure. I was just thinking masturbation, but yeah.
That's a weird way to put it, though.
Sure is.
I would say 4.
Yeah, it is. It is the 4th one.
Yeah, D, whatever the fuck. The last one. Thank you. I'm good at these. I'm doing good. Usually I'm quite bad. Give me like an opinion one.
Ooh, I like this one. Which pop group made a music video tribute to Sex and the City? Spice Girls? Destiny's Child? Yeah, it is.
Because I know that fucking video.
Third choice? Arcade Fire?
What?
Or the Pussycat Dolls. No, you're absolutely right. But I'm just dying that they put Arcade Fire as one of the choices.
Okay, but I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
Okay, let's see.
I love how you didn't even need to finish that one. It's like, fuck off, I know.
Oh yeah, I figured you would know that as soon as it came up.
Yeah.
Okay, I love this one. Chris Noth once complained to the show creator and writer Darren Star about the Mr. Big character, saying, "All you have me doing is opening up another good bottle of wine and being blank. A jerk, B, remote, C, good in bed, or D, sexy."
Okay. Okay. All you have me doing. What was the first one again? Being a dick.
The first one was being a jerk.
Okay.
Being remote.
Being a jerk.
Good in bed, or sexy.
I think it was sexy. I feel like that's like Chris Noth. I feel like that's something he would say because my mum has pointed out to me several times. She's like, I'm pretty sure he has a wife that's like 30 and he's like 60. So I'm like, you've got a very young wife or a big age gap. You think you're like hot as shit than you actually are.
He actually said remote.
Fuck off.
Right? I mean, it's accurate, but...
It's true, but like, who says it? Who says remote?
Chris Noth, apparently. He's like 60. He's old.
He's 100 years old. Okay.
Another one about Chris Noth. What happened to actor Chris Noth when he, as Big, fell into the lake at the end of season 3? A, nothing. It was his stunt double who took the plunge. B, he lost his shades in the murky water, his shoes in the murky water. C, he hit his head on the boom pole. Or D, he choked on a mouthful of water.
I was gonna say he died. Like, my intuition is saying something terrible happened. Like, he died, and like they just had to use like the Princess Leia shit. Like, they had to like find like B-roll footage and CGI his face on. But I'm guessing that didn't happen. Okay. I want to say he hit his head. He
actually choked on some water.
Fucking idiot! Just keep your mouth closed.
Right?
I'm sorry. Who goes into water with their mouth open? That's on you, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's just as stupid as his character. Okay. I should do one more, but I'm trying to find a good one. I'm into April now on the calendar.
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, it is April.
It's a whole year, and it is April, so... Oh, okay. What was an often used nickname for the show used by those who were not convinced of its merits?
Oh.
A, dirty something. B, soft core in the city. C, women behaving badly. Or D, the not so fresh 4.
I'm really...
How is one of those not Sex and the Shitty?
Bingo.
That's true. We do call it Sex and the Shitty a lot. in the Ruffer Barrow household.
I do love a Matt shout out. I was gonna say, I really thought you were gonna say women be shopping.
That would be extremely good.
That's also another title for it. Women be shopping.
Women be shopping.
Hey, I mean, that's half the jokes are like dick jokes, petite jokes. Now we're getting into like Jewish jokes. But there's a lot of women be shopping jokes. Yeah,
and some of them aren't even supposed to be jokes, but they're still funny.
True, because women be shopping. It's the universal truth. Even in lockdown, I have to say, Mum, do you need to go shopping? She's like, yeah, I'm bored. So, you know, these things, women be shopping. We like money. I want to say softcore and the city. So I feel like people will take like a moral, like high ground against it about people having titties and shit.
It's actually dirty something.
Oh, I mean, that's a bit too small. I feel like that's...
Maybe they're the people who think they're too smart for the show. It's like the people who watch Rick and Morty now. Were the people who, like, 20 years ago were saying that about Sex and the City. I actually realized that I ripped out a bunch of pages from, like, the old questions, and then I saw one that I think is very funny, so I'm going to do one more.
Yay, okay, great.
Okay. When the episode in which Charlotte is diagnosed with vulvodynia aired in 2001, viewers wrote in what reaction? A, praise for the bringing of the problem out in the open. B, complaints because it didn't belong on a comedy show. C, complaints because it was more painful than depicted on the show. Or D, all of the above.
I feel like all of the above.
Yes.
Yay! Did I get it right?
You did get it right.
I'm so smart.
I love that there were people who wrote about this. They wrote into the show with their reaction about vulvodynia.
I mean, like, I understand the people who like would have it and write in and be like, okay, this actually, you know, it wasn't presented properly, or thank you for bringing this to light. But I don't really understand people who would write in and be like, this wasn't appropriate for a comedy series.
It's Sex and the City! Like,
yeah.
Also, it's
Why
like,
is it not-
praise for bringing out the problem in the open is a very interesting one to me, because it's kind of like, if they're not portraying it properly, why would you want them to bring it up? Like, because this is the one where Samantha was like, wasn't it like where she's like, wasn't it like her vagina felt like it was being tickled or something? Like, I literally can't remember.
I feel like it was, like, her vagina, it didn't want to fuck Trey. I don't know. I feel like, because the real one, I think, is a bit like vaginismus, where, you know, it is painful. Yeah, it's pain in the vulva. So, yeah, I feel like she was having a bit of an issue.
Yeah, I think it just wasn't portrayed really as being, like, that painful. Like, I feel like it was supposed to be pretty funny, the way that it was happening, not painful.
Yeah, then I guess people would be like, that's not funny. Like, a lot of people are in pain all the time.
Yeah.
And the show is just like, haha, my pussy hurt. Which, as someone who does have chronic pelvic pain, I will say often my pussy is broken. But that's me, you know? I won't expect anyone else who has anything to, like, say that too. Just my pussy is broken. Me. It's broke. But same way my brain is broke. Yeah. Pussy broke, brain broke. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's weird. I guess people would do that. There were, like, less internet, so you had to find some way to entertain yourself. Nowadays, you just moan about it on Twitter.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's our trivia for the week. So I'll try to actually have some prepared next week. I probably should have gotten some ready earlier today, but I was, like, playing Animal Crossing from when I woke up until... Well, I watched the episode, then I played Animal Crossing between then and recording, so... Extremely
valid. I was playing Oblivion from sort of when I watched the episode to recording. So, like, most of the day.
Extremely valid.
We're gamers.
We're gamers. Women be gaming.
Gamer girls. Women be gaming. That's the next show. The next, when we launch our Twitch channel, called Women Be Gaming.
City Girls. My title in Animal Crossing New Leaf that you can put on your passport is City Folk Make Do, because I just think that's funny to me.
That's good. Yeah. I've been saying, like, City Witches Make Do, and, like, I just say make do with anything. Like, I it's become a brain worm for me. Anytime I have a slight obstacle, I'm like, well, City Girls make do.
The thing is, we do. We fucking do. So.
Yeah. We will overcome.
But yeah, so we have no Tumblr questions this week, but if you want to send us a question, send it to citygirlsmakedo.tumblr.com/ask. And yeah, again, next week we are going to be talking about the famous book from, like, 20 years ago. Wait, what the fuck's it called again? I almost said How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. He's just not that into you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we can do Patreon now, so you can donate to us on Patreon, patreon.com/citygirlsmakedo if you'd like. I just had a brain fart. You can give us $1 a month to be a hay mower. You get a special Discord role. You get access to any bonus content we do, like the Mummy Mailbag or the Keanu podcast. You also get access to the secret Discord channel of Looker and Nanu Picks. You can give us $5 a month to get everything from the $1 tier, a special role in the Discord, a shout out on the podcast every week, and you can submit stuff for Steve Voice. And at the $10 level, you are Mr. Big Spender, and you can listen to us as we are recording. So if you want to do that, you can. And everything else from the earlier stuff as well. Yeah. So shout out to all of our donors. Let's see. We have Alex Shoup, Jennifer Snyder, Matt Ribeiro, Jess Ialachi, Summer Geist, Pierre the Disaster, and Siberian Pine Hardwood. So thank you to everyone, including the $1 donors as well, whose names I didn't read, but you guys are also awesome. Yeah, thanks so much for listening again and donating.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Whether you're listening or donating, we love you loads. Thank you. Hope we're entertaining you in these very boring times.
Mm-hmm. Truly. I hope that we give you something to listen to. We're going to have the next Keanu podcast out in April, so sometime soon. And
smoke weed every day.
Smoke weed every day. This episode's going to be out for like for the big weed day.
That was me smoking my imaginary weed I don't have.
I love it. So powerful.
Yeah, I was really like, oh my god, like fucking at the beginning of the year, I was like, oh my god, 420, like I should go like hook up with my mates, like we have like a big smoke sesh. Now it's like, well, I don't have a dealer and I'm stuck inside my parents, so guess I'll just watch like I'll just watch a movie.
Yep. I mean, I guess the thing is a lot of people are in the same boat. So,
yeah.
But smoke weed every day. So
smoke weed every day. Stay safe. Fuck cops. So long. Good night. Kiss Keanu square on the lips.
Square on the lips. Yes. And yeah. So long. Good night. I want to say Happy Weed Minute, but we're 30 seconds away from the real Weed Minute, so I can't say it right now. But shout out to my gamers. Okay. Thanks for listening.
Let's just power on for 30 seconds. Let's just keep going until we get to Weed Minute.
Okay, we just go for another like 20 seconds until it's the real Weed Minute. Okay, so yeah. I guess I never said that you can find me on Twitter and Tumblr. You can find me on Twitter at Age of Osh, and you can find me on Tumblr at Windfall Island.
And you can find me on Tumblr at Dork Phoenix and Twitter at Alex the Virgo.
Perfect.
And
Happy Weed Minute.
Happy Weed Minute, baby.
We made it.
We did it. I'm so proud of us.
All right. Well, fuck cops and so long. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.